Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another mathematics presentation. So in this presentation, I want us to answer mathematics paper 1 for 2024. Alright, so this is our question one right here. Simplify 3 in brackets we have 2x minus 4 minus 2 in brackets we have x minus 1. So we are going to write our question. We need to simplify 3 in brackets we have 2x minus 4 minus 2, again in brackets we have x minus 1. So to simplify means to make an expression or to write an expression in a simple way. So since we have brackets here, we are going to open the brackets by expanding with the number which is outside the brackets. So 3 times 2x, this will be 6x. 3 times minus 4, this will be minus 12. Then here we have minus 2, then in brackets we have x minus 1. So we multiply minus 2 times x, we are going to have minus 2x. Then negative, it's a positive. 2 times 1, it's a 2. Then from this stage, we need to collect the like terms. So 6x is like term is minus 2x. So make sure you take it with the sign. So we write 6x minus 2x, then plus 2 minus 12. Okay. So here 6x minus 2x, this will give us 4x. Then positive 2 minus 12, this will give us negative 10. So this is our answer. So I have answered our question 1. Let us now move on to our second question. So this is our question 2. We need to evaluate in brackets we have negative 2 raised to the power of 0 times, again in brackets we have negative 2 raised to the power of negative 3. So this question, there are two different methods that you can use. Okay, so the first one is you can look at the bases. So the base here is a minus 2, the base here is a minus 2. So you can write the common base which is a minus 2. Then here the power is 0. So if you are multiplying indices that have the same bases, what do? You add the powers. So we are going to get 0 plus negative 3. The power here is a minus 3. So we are going to have minus 2, 0 plus minus 3. This will give us a minus 3. Okay, because the positive times negative, it's negative. So 0 minus 3, it's minus 3. Now here we have minus 2, then raised to the power of minus 3. So we can't leave our answer in this form with a negative power. So we are going to rewrite this as 1 over minus 2 raised to the power of 3. So one of the laws of indices I've used is this one. If you have m raised to the power of minus 1, you can write this as 1 over m raised to the power of a positive 1. Okay, so this is what I've done here. So now here we are going to say 1 over, so minus 2 raised to the power of 3, it means minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2, like this. And this will give us 1 over minus 8, because negative, positive. So 2 times 2 is a 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So this is our answer, 1 over minus 8. Or if you don't want this method, you can write method 2. You can say minus 2 raised to the power of 0 times minus 2 raised to the power of a minus 3. So you can do this. Any number raised to the power of 0, it's a 1. So this one is a 1. Of course, it's a different issue if you're looking at 0 raised to the power of 0. Okay, times. So this one, I've got minus 2 in brackets, raised to the power of a minus 3. So I can write it in this form, 1 over minus 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, so by way of writing this, I've gotten rid of the minus to the power, a negative to the power. So I'm going to say 1 times 1 is 1 over minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2, because it's raised to the power of 3. So this one will give us 1 over minus 8. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So both methods will give you the same answer. So we are done answering our question 2. Let us now look at our question 3. Factorize completely. So here we have 27y squared minus 3x squared. So to factorize, means we need to factor out the common numbers and the common letters. So we are going to concentrate on the numbers. We have 27 and the 3. So we need to look for the highest common factor of 27 and the 3. And the highest common factor is the 3. Now here we have y, here we have x. So there is no common letter here. So you can't factor out these variables. So after factorizing 3, we are now going to say, open bracket, 3 into 27, because they are 9. Okay, then y squared minus 3 into 3, it's a 1. So here you remain with the x squared. Now here, look what you have in brackets. We have 9y squared minus x squared. So this 9 is a perfect square number, which can be written in index form. We can write it as 3 raised to the power of 2, then y squared minus x squared. So here 3 raised to the power of 2, it's 9, because 3 times. Right, so now from here, what we are going to do is this. We are going to write 3, then open square bracket. So we'll be picking 1, we pick 3 here, we also pick y, then minus this x. We close. Again, we pick another 3 because it's 3 power 2. Then y, then plus x. We close, then square, close square bracket. So this is our answer. So our answer is 3. Then we have 3y minus x. Then we have 3y plus x. Okay, so we now move on to our question 4. Alright, so this is question 4. A straight line L is represented by the equation 2x minus y is equal to 5. Find the gradient of the line L. So if you're just given the line here, then they ask you to find the gradient. You need to make it in this form. Y is equal to mx plus c. You need to write it in this general form so that you get the coefficient of x, which will be the gradient. So we have 2x minus y is equal to 5. So we can say 2x minus 5 is equal to y. So the positive 5 has gone to the left hand side. It has become a negative 5. The negative y has gone to the right hand side. It has become a positive. So in other words, we are saying y is equal to 2x minus 5. So what is the coefficient of x here? It's a 2. So this means that gradient is equal to 2. Okay. So here, gradient, which is m, is equal to 2. So we now come to question 5 right here. So question 5 reads, shade the region P intersection R complement intersection Q on the Venn diagram in the answer space below. So first take note of R complement. So R complement means all the elements that are in set R should not be part of the solution set. So if we remove R here, we just consider P intersection Q, which is this part right here. Okay, this is the part that we are going to shade. So this is P intersection R complement intersection Q. So we have answered our question 5. Let us now move on to our question 6. Alright, so we now come to our question 6 right here. The question reads, the magnitude of PQ is 20 units. Given that OP is equal to 50 and OQ is equal to 17y, find the positive value of y. So these are vectors that were given, and the magnitude of vector PQ is equal to 20 units. So we need to find the positive value of y. So how do we find the positive value of y? So first thing, we are going to find the position vector of PQ. So to find the position vector of PQ, we can say we get this OQ minus this OP. Okay, this is step 1. So we say PQ equal to OQ, we have 17y, minus OP, we have 5 and 0. So we say PQ is equal to 17 minus 5. This will give us 12. Y minus 0, it's a y. So this is the vector PQ. So we can leave it in coordinate form, which can be PQ equal to 12, y. Okay, this is just the coordinate form. Now, from here, we can now find the magnitude of vector PQ. I can say magnitude. Alright, so after finding the position vector for PQ, which is 12, y, okay, we found this one. Now we have changed it into the coordinate form like this. So you can now find the magnitude of the same vector PQ. So magnitude of vector PQ is equal to the square root of x squared plus y squared. So from these coordinates that you have, so this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. So remember, in the question they have said the magnitude of PQ is 20. So you are given the magnitude of vector PQ, which is a 20. So I'm just going to substitute. Where we have magnitude, you put 20 equal to, then we write square root. Where there is x, we put 12 squared plus, where there is y, we put y squared. So x is 12, y is this value for y. Then this magnitude is this one that we are given in the question. So from here we can now write, we say we are going to have the square root of 144 plus y squared is equal to 20. So 12 squared means 12 times 12, which is 144. Now you can see that here everything is having a square root. So we need to get rid of this square root by introducing a power 2. Even here we introduce the power 2, so that this 2 and the square root will cancel. You are going to remain with 144 plus y squared is equal to, so 20 squared, that is 20 times 20, which will give us 400. So we can collect the right terms. So we have y squared, this 144 go this side, then we are going to have 400 minus 144. So here we are going to have y squared is equal to 400 minus 144. This will give us 256. So we need to find the value of y. So we introduce a square root so that we get rid of the square, even this side. So this 2 and the square will move. We will have y equal to positive or minus the square root of 256 is what? 16. Now the question was saying find the positive. We need to find the positive value of y. So this is y is equal to positive 16 or y is equal to negative 16. So the positive value of y is equal to 16. So this is our answer. So we have answered our question 6. Let us now move on to our question 7. So the question reads, given that matrix A is equal to this matrix B is equal to this matrix, find A transpose. So to find the transpose of the matrix, A transpose equal to, so matrix A is this one, okay? So this is a row will become a column, a row will become a column. So 4, 5, this will be 4, 5. Then 1, 1, this will be 1, 1. So this is the transpose of matrix what? A. Now we come to question B. They are saying if find x if AB is equal to this. So we need to find the value of x. So you can see matrix B is having x right here. So how do we find the value of x? So first of all, you must note that they have said AB is equal to this matrix, which is 10, 4, 2, 1. So first thing we need to find matrix AB. So matrix AB means we multiply A times B. So from here we say matrix AB equal to, so where there is A, we'll put the matrix for A, which is this one, which is 4, 5, 1, 1. Okay, times, now where there is B, we'll put this matrix for B, which is x minus 1. Then we have a 1, 2, 0. Okay, so from here, what are you going to do? So you say AB equal to, so we know that to have the first entry here, we are going to say row by column. So 4 times x minus 4. So 4 times x, this will be 4x. 4 times the minus 1 to be minus 4. Okay, plus 5 times 2, which is a 10. So this is for the first entry. Again, for the second entry, row by column. So 4 times 1, it's a 4, plus 5 times 0, it's a 0. Then we can cross. Again, the bottom elements or entries here, row by column. So 1 times x minus 1 will get the same x minus 1. Plus 1 times 2, it's a 2. We leave space, row by column. 1 times 1, it's a 1. Plus 1 times 0, it's a 0. Then from here, we can try to simplify. We say AB equal to 4x. So negative 4 plus 10. This will give us a positive 6. So 4 plus 0, this will give us a 4. x minus 1 plus 2. So x negative 1 plus 2. We have x plus 1. Okay, because negative 1 plus 2, it's a positive 1. 1 plus 0, it's a 1. So this that we have found is the only matrix what? AB. Then we need to go back to our question. So the question said AB is equal to this matrix 10, 4, 2, 1. So where there is AB, you need to put the matrix for AB, which is this one right here, which is 4x plus 6, then 4, x plus 1, then 1, equal to this matrix right here, because they said AB is equal to this matrix. Okay, so I hope it's clear, you are following. Then from there, we if this matrix on the left hand side is equal to this, it means that the entries are also equal to each other. So the entry for this 4x plus 6 is equal to 10, 4 equal to 4, you can see, x plus 1 equal to 2, meaning if there is a 2 here, even here there is a 2, 1, 1. So if here there is a 2 and you have x plus 1, it means that x is equal to 1, such that when you add 1 plus 1, you get a 2. Or you can say x plus 1 equal to this element 2. X plus 1 equal to 2. So you say x is equal to 2 minus 1. X is equal to 1. You have found it. Okay. Again, if you want, you can say 4x plus 6 equal to 10, because you have said if here there is 10, it means that even here there is a 10. So if you say 4x plus 6 is equal to 10, collect the right terms. You have 4x is equal to 10 minus 6. So you can have 4x equal to 10 minus 6. It's a what? A 4. So you divide by 4, even here by 4. X is equal to 1. This will cancel 4 here, 1, 4 here, 1. So whatever way. Okay. So we have answered our question 7. We now move on to our next question. Alright, so this is our question 8. So our question 8 reads, given that 99, 92 and 85 are the first three terms of an arithmetic progression, find the we need to find the sixth term. So how can we find the sixth term? So to find the sixth term, we are going to take note of the sequence that we have been given. So we have 99, we also have 92, and we have 85. So this is term 1, term 2, term 3. So the first term is A, which is 99. Okay, so this is what you need to know. Now, to find the sixth term, you need to come up with a formula that you can use for finding the nth term of an AP, which is sixth term equal to, in this case, say A plus, open bracket, n minus 1, cross, then D. So A is the first term, n is the number of term. So since we are saying sixth term, so n, the number of term, n is equal to 6. Okay. Then D is the common difference. So under an AP, how do you find the common difference? So to find the common difference, D, we can say term 2 minus term 1. So our term 2 right here is a 92, which is this one, minus our term 1, which is 99. So 92 minus 99, this will give us negative 7. So even if you get this one, 85 minus 92, you get the same value, negative 7. So let's just substitute. Term 6 equal to, where there is A, we'll put the first term, 99 plus, open bracket, here n is the number of term, which is 6 minus 1, times the common difference is a negative 7. Then from here we can say term 6 equal to 99 plus 6 minus 1, it's a 5, times negative 7. So we can have term 6 is equal to 99. Then 5 times the negative 7, this will give us negative 35. So this is what we are going to get. So from here we can say term 6 equal to, we subtract 9 minus 5 to give us a 4, 9 minus 3 to give us a 6. So term 6 is equal to 64. That is our answer for question A. Let us answer question B. Alright, so we answer question B, of which we need to find the nth term. So how do we find the nth term? We use the same formula, which is nth term equal to and say a plus, in bracket, n minus 1, then d. Okay, so here what we can do is a is the first term, n is the number of the term, then d is the common what difference. So what you do is we're just going to substitute on the first term and the common difference. For number of the term we don't know, so we just say first term is 99 plus, where there is n we'll put nothing because we don't know the number of the term, minus 1, then times the common difference is a negative 7. So from here we are going to have 99. So here what we can do, we can open the brackets by multiplying with a minus 7. So negative 7 times n, this will give us negative 7n. Negative 7 times negative 1 to give us positive 7. So from here we are going to have, we can correct the right terms. We say 99 plus 7, 99 plus 7, then minus 7n. So this will give us, so when we add 99 plus 7, this will give us 106 minus 7n. So this is our nth term. So we have answered our question 8. Let us now move on to our question 9. So this is our question 9. Now under question 9 we have two questions, A and B. We are going to start with question A. Question A reads, a six-sided die is thrown once. Find the probability of getting a number which is a multiple of 3. So we are saying a six-sided die is thrown. Okay, so six-sided die, it has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is the first step. Find the probability of getting a number which is a multiple of 3. So multiples of 3 here, these are numbers where 3 can go into without giving us a remainder. So these multiples of 3 here, we have 3 itself, we also have 6. So the multiples of 3 here, they are 1, 2, they are just 2. Okay, so we are going to say probability of picking multiples, I'll write here in brackets, probability of picking multiples of 3 is equal to, so here we are going to have total number, and we are going to have number of favorable outcomes of picking multiples of 3. How many? 1, 2. So write a 2 over total number of outcomes is 6, because we are saying a six-sided die is thrown. So the possibility was that we are going to get is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here write a 6. You can reduce this one, say 2 there, 1, 2 there, 3. So 2 here, 1, 2 here, 3. This is your answer. We now come to question B. Solve the equation. So we have 1 minus 2t in brackets raised to the power of 2 is equal to 25. So we need to find the value of t. So for t we are going to have two possible values. Now since we have a power 2 here, we need to get the 2 of the power 2 by introducing a square root even this side. So this one, the square root to cancel. We're going to have 1 minus 2t is equal to plus or minus the square root of 25. Yeah, I was supposed just to write 5. Now I've brought it back. So 1 minus 2t equal to, so the square root of 25 is 5. So we're going to have plus or minus 5. So from here we have 1 minus 2t is equal to the positive 5, or 1 minus 2t is equal to a minus 5. Okay, so from here we can let this one go to where 5 is, and we are going to have something like this. 1 minus 2t is equal to 5. So we have 1 minus is equal to, say 2t is equal to 5 minus 1. Okay, so I hope you are following. 2t is equal to 5 minus 1. This one has gone this side. So we have 2t equal to 5 minus 1. It's a 4. So I'll divide by 2, divide by 2. So this 2 and this 2 cancel. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. 1 into 2. So the first value of t is equal to 2. Okay, we need to find another one right here. Now, we have this one, 1 minus 2t is equal to negative 5. So you say, write 2t is equal to negative 5 minus 1. So this one has gone this side. So we are going to have, let me finish it up here. We're going to have 2t is equal to negative 6. So we divide by 2, we divide by 2. So this and this will cancel. T equal to 2 here, 1, 2 into 6 is a 3. 1 into negative 3, you are going to get a minus 3. Or T is equal to a minus 3. So these were the two possible values of what? Of T. So we have answered our question 9. We now move on to our last question of this presentation. Alright, so we come to our question 10. So we're going to start with question A. Given that E is equal to a set of natural numbers less than 10. So E is the inverse set which is having natural numbers less than 10. So we can write set E before we proceed. So natural numbers less than 10. Natural numbers less than 10. We are going to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They are saying less than 10. So we should just end on 9. Okay. Then we proceed. Set A is equal to even numbers. So A, we are told that is a set of even numbers. So even numbers are numbers that are divisible by 2. So here we look for even numbers. Numbers where 2 can go in 2 without giving us a remainder. So 2 itself, 4, 6, and 8. This is set A, a set of even numbers. And B is a set of prime numbers. Okay, so prime numbers, we are looking at numbers which have only 2 factors here, 1 and itself. So this is our set B, a set of prime numbers. So 1 is not a prime number, 2 is a prime number. Also 3, 5 is a prime number. Also 7. So this one, set B, we just end on what? On 7. Now, the question is saying we should list A complement intersection B. So first thing, we are going to find the set A complement. So set A complement is a set which should not consist of the members of set A. So in set A we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So we remove them from the universal set. Okay, we remove them. The remaining elements in the universal set, this is the set A complement. So we have 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is our set A complement. Then from here, they are saying A complement intersection B. So we have our set A complement here, and we have our set B right here. So we need to find now A complement intersection B. So intersection means we are looking for common elements, same elements that are found in A complement and B. So we have 1 here. Here there is no 1. We have 2 here, there is no 2. 3, 3. So 3 is intersecting. We also have 5, and here there is 5. It's also intersecting. 7, and there is 7 here. So this is our set A complement intersection B. This is our answer, which is very, very simple to find. Okay, so we now answer our last question, which is question B, right here. In the following diagram, PQRSTU is a triangular prism such that PQ is equal to QR. PQ is equal to QR. So the length side of this side and this side, they are the same. Okay, so this is the triangular prism. Okay, so state the number of planes of symmetry of the prism. So the number of planes of symmetry, we are looking at how many times we can cut this triangular prism, and it should give us equal parts. So because we have two sides that are equal, so the number of planes of symmetry of this triangular prism is going to be what? 2. As simple as that. Okay, this one has 2 planes of what? Symmetry. 2 planes of symmetry. Okay, so this is our answer. 11. So this is a question that is coming from Earth geometry. So the question reads, the diagram shows the positions of towns A, B, and C on the Earth's surface. So this is the position of the Earth's surface where we have NABS, which is a longitude, and NCS. Then we have this latitude right here where we have A and C at 55 degrees north. We also have this point B here on this latitude, 65 degrees south. So this longitude here where point A is 75 degrees west. We also have another longitude here where we have point C, which is 45 degrees east. So our question A, what is the time at C when the time at A is 11:22 hours? So what is the time at C when the time at A is 11:22 hours. So to find the time at C, first thing, we are going to find the difference in longitudes between point A and C. So A is on longitude 75 degrees west, C is on longitude 45 degrees east. So to find the difference in longitude between these 2 points, we are going to say difference in longitudes, okay? Difference in longitudes is equal to, so we'll get 75, okay, then plus a 45. Now, in case you are wondering, why are we adding 75 plus 45? So A is on longitude 75 degrees west, C is on 45 degrees east. So the position of these two longitudes, they are lying on different hemispheres. This one is on west, this one is on east. So I'm supposed to add. So once we add there, 75 plus 45, 5 plus 5, it's a 10. You write a 0, you carry a 1. 7 plus 4, it's 11. 11 plus that 1 to give us a 12. So the difference in longitude between A and C is 120. So after you find the difference in longitude, then we are going to find the time difference. So we are going to say time difference between point A and C is equal to. So we are going to get this difference in longitude for point A and C, which is 120 degrees. Then we divide by 15 degrees. Now, where is the 15 degrees coming from? So the 15 degrees is coming from, we know that the Earth makes a complete turn, or it rotates at 360 degrees in 24 hours. So in 1 hour, we are just going to say 360 divided by what? 24 hours. So in 1 hour, the Earth will rotate at 15 degrees. That's why we're dividing 120 divided by 15. So now, once we divide 15 here, 15 into 120, this will give us 8 hours. So the time difference between A and B is 8 hours. So after you find this time difference now, what is the time at point what? At point C. If A is 11:22. So the time difference is this. So now A is on west, C is on east. So meaning that C is going to gain time. So we are going to get this time which is at A, which is 11:22, plus the time difference between A and C, which is 08 hours. Okay, so why are we adding? We are adding because we are finding the time at C, which is on east. So this will be 2:9:1. So this will be the time at C. So the time at C was 19:22 hours. Okay, so I do hope this is clear. So now we have answered our question A. Let us now move on to our question B. So this is our question B right here. A plane flies from A to B in 9 hours. Calculate its speed if the distance between A and B is 7,200 Newton-miles. So the plane is flying from point A to point B. So the distance that it flew is 7,200 Newton-miles. And it had to flew in 9 hours. So what is our speed? So I'm going to say speed is equal to, so this is the formula for speed. Distance over the time taken, okay? So from here, we are going to say speed is equal to, so what is our distance? Our distance is 7,200 Newton-miles, okay? 7,200 Newton-miles over, what is our time? 9 hours here. This is the time they have given us, which is 9 hours. So from here, we are going to say speed is equal to, so we can say 9 here 1, 9 into 72, because there are 8 times. So 8 and these two remaining zeros. Now, because the distance is in Newton-miles, our speed will be in knots. Okay? So speed is equal to 800 knots. So question 12, where we have question A and B. So we are going to start with question A. Solve the equation 3 raised to the power of 1 minus 2x plus 4 is equal to 5. So they want us to find the value of x. Okay, so how can we solve this equation? So first thing, we are going to write the equation. So our equation is 3 raised to the power of 1 minus 2x then plus 4 is equal to a 5. So what are we going to do? So what you are going to do is, we can see 3 raised to the power of 1 minus 2x, then plus 4. So this 4 and the 5, they are like terms because they don't have any power that is raised to them with a variable. Okay, so we can take this 4 to the right hand side. So we're going to have 3 raised to the power of 1 minus 2x is equal to 5 minus 4. So this 4 is a positive, it becomes now a negative 4. So we are going to have 3 to the power of 1 minus 2x is equal to 5 minus 4, it's a 1. Now here we want to find the value of x, and the base here is a 3, the base here is a 1. So we need to make sure that we have same bases on the left hand side and the right hand side. So in order for us to do that, when you go back to, if you have something like a to the power x equal to 1, this one, the way you can find the value of x, you can write it as a to the power x equal to a to the power 0. So that this base and this base are the same. Because if you have a raised to the power of 0, that's when you're going to have a 1. So the same idea, we're going to apply it here. So I write 3 to the power of 1 minus 2x equal to 3 to the power 0. So that this base and this base are the same. So if the bases are the same, we can equate the powers. So we can have 1 minus 2x is equal to 0. So we can let this negative 2x go this side, the 0 come this side. So 1 minus 0 is equal to 2x. So from here, what are we going to do? So 1 minus 0, it will give us a 1 equal to 2x. So we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 2, so that on the right hand side, we just remain with what? With x. So this 2 and this 2 cancel. Therefore, x equal to 1 over 2. So this is our answer for question A. So let us now look at our question B. Alright, so we've now come to our question B right here. The question reads, the diagram shows a sector A or B whose area is 231 centimeter square and the radius is 14 centimeter. The angle subtended at the center is theta. So the angle right here at the center is this theta, and the radius from A to O is 14. Even from O to B is the same radius, 14. Find the value of theta. Take pi to be 22 over 7. So in order for us to find the value of this theta, we are going to use the formula that we can use to find the area of this sector. So our formula is area is equal to theta over 360 degrees times pi r squared. So this is the formula. Now we need to substitute where there is this pi. We are going to put 22 over 7. So pi is 22 over 7. Okay, then radius we have been given, which is 14. Area we have been given in the question, which is this area right here, which is 231. So we just need to find the value of theta, which is an angle. So we substitute where there is area, we'll put 231 equal to theta divided by 360 degrees times where there is pi, we put 22 over 7 times 14 times 14, because the radius is squared. So I'll write 14 times 14. Then from here, what are we going to do? So we can divide here. We look for the number. It can go into 22 and 360. We say 2 here, it's 11. Then 2 into 360, we are going to have 180. Okay, so from here we are going to write 231 equal to, so we can just say theta times 11 times 14 times 14. Okay, now we can cancel here, 7 here 1, 7 here, it's a 2. We can have something like that. So we have theta times 11 times this 2 right here, then times what? 14. Then we divide by 108. So I hope this is clear. Then from here we can say 2 here 1, 2 into 180, it's a 90. Okay, then we can have 231 equal to theta times 11 times 14 over 90. So this is paper 1. You really need to know how you can work out this one. because we are not going to have a calculator. So you can divide this side by 1 so that we cross multiply. 231 times 90. So don't get the final value, just write 231 times 90 is equal to theta times 11 times 14. So you want to find the value of theta, so you divide 11 times 14. Okay, even to the left hand side we do the same, 11 times 14. Then from here we can cancel 11 and 11, 14 and 14, so that we just remain with what? With theta. So theta is equal to, so now here, okay, here what are you going to do? You can say 11 here 1, 11 into 23, it's 2, because 2 times 11 you get 22. So there is a remainder of 1. So this 1 and the 1 you have 11. 11 into 11 it's 1. Meaning that 11 into 231, because there are 21 times. Then times, okay? Then times. So from here, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So what we can do is this. We say 21 times 90 over 14. Okay. So from here we write theta equal to, so 21 and 14. We can say 7 here it's 2. 7 into 21 it's a 3. Okay. Then 2 here 1. 2 into 90 it's a 45. So here you have the denominator 1 and you have 3 times 45, which will give us 135 degrees. So this is our value of theta. The question reads, given that fx is equal to 3x plus 5 and the gx is equal to x plus 4 over 3, find a g inverse of x. So we need to find the g inverse of x. And to find the g inverse of x, what you are going to do is this. We are going to write the function of g x, which is x plus 4 over 3. So after writing this now, we are going to introduce a variable that will replace gx. So we introduce y equal to x plus 4 over 3. Then from this stage, you are going to make x the subject of the formula. So we are going to divide this side by 1 so that we can cross multiply. So 1 times x plus 4, we are still going to get the same things, which is x plus 4 is equal to y times 3, will get 3y. Then from here, we need to make x the subject of the formula. So this positive 4 will go to the right hand side. We are going to remain with x is equal to 3y minus 4. So from here, we can say, therefore, g inverse of x is equal to 3x minus 4. Okay, so this is our answer. So here, g inverse of x, we have found that it will be 3x minus 4. So this is the answer for question A. Let us now answer our question B. To our question B, so our question B is saying we need to find the gf of x. So to find the gf of x, you need to understand that here we have a composite function, okay, because we have the function of g and the function of f. So this function of f is going to be substituted on the function of g where we have x. So we are going to write the function of g, which is this one. We have x plus 4 over 3. So what we are going to do is this. On this x, we are going to put the function of f. And the function of f is this function right here, 3x plus 5. So we are going to write the 3x plus 5 right here. So I write 3x plus 5 just on this x, okay? Then we say plus 4 over 3. Then from here, what are we going to do? We can simplify. So we have 3x plus 5 plus 4 to give us 9 over 3. So this is the gf function of x. That is our answer. Okay, so here we can write our answer. Gf of x, we have found that it is 3x plus 9 over 3. So let us now move on to our question C. So our question C is very simple. They are just saying we need to find the gf, then we have a 4 right here. So now to find this one, we are going to use this gf function because we have already found it. Okay, So we write 3x plus 9 over 3. So right here there is x, we are going to put this 4. So we write 3 in brackets, we put a 4, then plus 9 over a 3. So from here we can say 3 times 4, it will give us 12 plus 9 over a 3. So 12 plus 9 to give us what? To give us 21. Okay, so it will give us 21, then over 3. So 3 here 1, 3 into 21, because they are many times 7. So here the answer was a 7. Okay. Alright, so we now come to question 14. Our question 14 reads, a container of cooking oil has a mass of 15.4 kg. Question A, find the tolerance of the mass of the container of cooking oil. So here we need to find the tolerance and we need to use a formula. Okay, so we're going to say tolerance is equal to, so to find the tolerance we need to use the formula where we say the absolute error times a 2. So the absolute error in this case, it can be found by saying recorded value minus true value. That is, if you are given the recorded value. So we have the true value here, but we don't have recorded value. So if you don't have the recorded value, the absolute error can be found by, we look at this number that we have. It's a decimal number, 15.4. So you can find the smallest unit of measurement, okay, which is going to be 0.05. So the absolute error will be 0.05 times 2. So when we multiply 2 times 5, it's a 10. We write a 0, we carry 1. 2 times 0, it's a 0. Plus that 1, it's a 1. Point. 2 times 0, it's a 0. So this is our tolerance. Okay. So we have found our answer to question A. So let us now move on to our second question, which is question B. Alright, so to come to our question B reads, write down the relative error of the mass of the container of cooking oil as a fraction in its simplest form. So you need to find the relative error, and relative error can be found by this formula. Relative error is equal to absolute error over true value. So equal to our absolute error, we said is a 0.05. 0.05 divided by the true value is the value that you have been given, which is 15.4. So we're going to divide by 15.4. So here they said we need to leave our answer as a fraction in its simplest form. So here what you do, we look at our numerator, it's a decimal number, so we can multiply this by 100 so that it becomes a whole number because it's having 2 decimal places. That's why you are multiplying by 100. So even down here you multiply by 100. So 0.05 times 100, you are going to get a 5 over 15.4 times 100, you get 1540. So the point is the one that has moved 2 places to the right. 1, 2, and then we add a 0. Then from here we can say 5 here 1, 5 into 15 goes there many times 3. 5 into 4, it can't, we write a 0. So this one, the 0 you combine, it becomes 40. 5 into 40, 8. So our answer is 1 over 308. So this is the relative error as a fraction in its simplest form. Alright, so now we have come to our question 15 right here. So question 15, we have A and B. We are going to start with A. The diagram in the answer space shows triangle ABC with vertices A 2,3, B 4,2, and C 4,4. Triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A1, B1, C1 under a reflection in the line x is equal to 6. Draw triangle A1, B1, C1 on the diagram in the answer space. So this is what they are talking about here. So they have told us that triangle ABC is being mapped. Okay, it is being mapped on triangle A1, B1, and C1. Okay, under a reflection in the line x is equal to 6 on this line. So you need to take note of this line. On this line, okay, this is where this is the boundary. This was the mirror line, okay, which is x equal to 6. So now, how can we come up with the triangle that was mapped onto A1, B1, and C1? So here what we do, just be measuring the distance or be counting the distance. So from this mirror line, from this line, x is equal to 6. To get to B, how many steps are there? So count 1, 2. So you even come here, count 1, 2. So this is where we are going to have B1, okay? Then you come to this one also, you count from here, 1, 2. So you come here, 1, 2. So this is where we are going to have C1, okay? Then you come from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hope it's clear there. So this is where we are going to have A1. So it's just a matter of connecting these points, as you can see. All right, so this is our answer. Okay, this is the triangle of which this ABC was mapped into triangle A1, B1, C1. So we have answered our question A. Let us now move on to our question B, which is this one. The equation of the curve is y is equal to x minus 2x squared plus 1 over x power 3. Find the dy dx. So first thing, we're going to write the equation, which is y is equal to x minus 2x squared plus 1 over x power 3. So we need to find dy dx. So to find dy dx, first we will rewrite this one because I've seen there is this term which is a fraction. So we write x minus 2x squared, then we say plus x power negative 3. So the reason why I've written this one, if you have 1 over a power 2, we can write it as a power negative 2. So I've used this principle coming from the laws of indices to rewrite this one as well, which will be written in this case. So now we can find the dy dx. So dy dx means that we are differentiating y with respect to x. So here x is raised to the power of a 1. Okay, so it will be x power 1 minus 1. That is the principle there. Okay, so meaning that the coefficient of this x is a 1, which will be multiplied with a 1. That's why I've just written x power 1 minus 1. Then minus, so here we have a 2. So this 2 will be multiplied with this 2. So 2 times 2. Then we have x power 2 minus 1. Then we can say plus. So the coefficient of this x is a 1, which will be 1 times the power, which is a negative 3. Okay, then we have x power negative 3 minus 1. So from here we'll get x power 0, because 1 minus 1 is 0. Then minus 2x, because 2 minus 1 to be a 1. So 2x power 1. Now I won't write a 1 here. Then we can have 1 times negative 3 to be negative 3. So negative times this positive to be a negative 3. Then we write x. Negative 3 minus 1 to be a negative what? 4. So this is what we are going to get here. So we can say x power 0, it's a 1. Then minus 2x. Then minus 3x power negative what? 4. So I do hope that you are following there. So from here we can now write our final answer as 1 minus 2x minus. So again for this one, I just have to write it in this way, like 3 over x power 4. So that the power becomes a positive, okay? Not the way it was a negative. So this is our answer. We have answered this question. Alright, so we are now on question 16. The question reads, it is given that a varies as b and inversely as the square of c, and a is equal to 9 when b is equal to 12, and c is equal to 2. Find the a value of k, the constant of variation, b the value of a when b is equal to 16, and c is equal to 4. C values of c when b is equal to 25 and a is equal to 3. So here we need to come up with the variation equation. So it is given that a varies, okay? A varies as b and inversely as the square of C. So A here is varying directly as B. So we write our variation equation. We start like we'll say A varies as B. So we need to have this constant K and a B, and inversely. So because it's varying inversely as the square of C, so it will be C squared. This is how the equation will look. So it will be A equal to KB over C squared. So from here now, we can find the value of K, which is the constant of variation in this one, by using the first values we have been given. A is equal to 9, B is equal to 12, C is equal to 2. We just substitute where there is A, we'll put a 9. So 9 equal to, so this will be K times, what is the value of B? It's a 12 right here, over C squared, meaning 2 times 2. 2 times 2. So I hope this is clear for you. So from here, what are we going to do? We can have 9 is equal to K times 12 over 4. So we can say 4 here, 4 into 12, it's 3. So we have 9 equal to 3K. So you can divide by 3, even here by 3, K, okay, then K is equal to 3, because this and this will cancel. 3 here, 3 into 9, it's 3. So the value of K is a 3. Okay, so we have answered our question A here. Now let us now come to our question B. So question B, don't forget to use this same equation, which is A equal to KB over C squared. So they are saying find the value of A when B is equal to 16 and C is equal to 4. So we are finding now this A. So we say A equal to K, we have found that it's a 3. Okay, so 3 times B is equal to 16 over C is equal to what? To 4. So it will be 4 squared, because the C is squared here. So this will give us A equal to 3 times 16 over 4 squared means 4 times 4, which is also 16. So we can cancel this 16 here, 1, and this 16 here, 1. So we have A equal to 3 times 1. It's a 3. 1 into 3 will get the same number 3. So A is equal to 3. Okay, then we can come to C. So I hope we are following here. So for C again, we are using the same equation, which is A equal to KB over C squared. So they are saying find the values of C when B is equal to 25 and A is equal to 3. So here we find the values of C, values. So meaning that C is going to have two possible values. A, they have given us is a 3 here, equal to K, we know that it's a 3, that's what we found. B, they have said it's a 25. So times 25 over C squared. I hope this is clear. So what are we going to do? We can do this. We divide by 1, then we cross multiply. 3 times C squared. We are going to get something like this. 3C squared is equal to 3 times 25, because this we multiply by 1. So we divide by 3. Even here we divide by 3. So this and this will cancel. C squared is equal to this here 1, here 1. So 1 times 25, you get 25. So we can introduce the square root here. So we can say C squared is equal to plus or minus the square root of 25 is a 5. Okay, so sorry, this and this will cancel. No need of putting this. So therefore, C is equal to 5 or negative 5. So these are the values of C. Okay, so our answers here, the first one we are finding K. We said K is equal to 3. The second one was A is equal to 3. The last one, C is equal to 5 or C is equal to negative 5. We are done answering this question. So let us now move on. Right, so we have now come to our question 17 right here. So this is a question. So the question is coming from circle theorem. The question reads, in the following diagram, P, Q, and R are points on the circumference of the circle, center O. ARB is a tangent to the circle at the point R, angle ABP is equal to 15 degrees and angle ARP is equal to 44 degrees. So this is the diagram showing the points P, Q, R. Okay, so these are points on the circumference of the circle. Then we have the tangent AB at point R. Okay, then O is the center of the circle. So now, before we even look at these questions, we can try to identify some of the properties of circle theorems that are going to apply here. So the first thing, when you notice that here we have the tangent AB at point R, then we have the radius right here, okay, which is coming from the center of the circle. So we have to take note that this radius, okay, coming from the center of the circle, as you can see, it's perpendicular to this tangent, okay, or we can say it's forming a right angle, meaning that here we have a 90 degrees, even here we have a 90 degrees. This is something that you have to observe. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that if here you have a 44, here you can say, since this entire angle is 90, you can subtract 90 minus 44. So we say 90 minus 44 degrees. Okay, so here 8, 10 take away 4, it's 6, 8 take away 4, it's 4. So here we are going to have a 46 degrees. Now again, you can see that we have the radius here, another radius here coming from the center of the circle. So these two right now, they are forming a isosceles triangle. So meaning that this angle and this angle, they are equal. So if you have a 46 here, it means that even here you have a 46 degrees. I hope you are getting this. Then I hope this is clear for you. Then another property that you are going to identify is the property that have to do with alternate segment theorem. So this alternate segment theorem says that the angle between the tangent, so this angle between the tangent, you can see we have a 44 right here. The angle between the tangent and the chord, so we have this chord right here. So the angle between the tangent, which is right here 44, and this chord for RQ, okay, is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. So if there is a 44, it means that even here we are going to have a 44 degrees. I hope this is clear. So now you can say find angle OPR. So OPR, the angle right here. So this angle, we have said this is a 46 degrees. Okay. Then we come to the second one. Find the angle PQR. Angle PQR, which is this angle right here. As you can see, we have a 44 degrees. The next one, find, which is the last one here, find angle BPR. Find angle BPR. Okay, angle BPR. Okay, so angle BPR, just this angle which will be right here, not this entire angle. Okay, so now how can we find just this angle for BPR only? And this entire angle is 44. So we just want to find this angle which will be right here. We say it will be Y. Okay, so now there are many methods that we can use to find this angle BPR, because we can consider this as a triangle. We can consider this as a triangle, as you can see. So you can see that here we said we have a 90 degrees, then here there is a 46, and here there is a 15. So since this is a triangle, we can just find this angle using the sum of angles in a triangle, where we can say when we add, we say Y, this angle Y, then plus we add this 46 degrees, then plus this 90 right here. Okay, then plus this 15 degrees. This should give us 180 degrees. So this means that you are going to have angle Y plus, so we can add right here. We can say 46 plus 90 plus 15. What are we going to get? So this gives us, get 151 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. So want to find this angle y. So you say angle y equal to 180 degrees minus 151 degrees. So this will give us angle y is equal to 180 minus 151. Okay, this will give us 29 degrees. So meaning that therefore we are saying angle BPR is equal to 29 degrees. So these are the answers. Okay, these are the answers that we can put. The first one we found 46, the second one 44 degrees, the last one we have found 29 degrees. So bear in mind that there are many methods that you can use. There are many methods that you can use here. Even here you can find an angle here. Without even using this method, you'll be able to find these other angles. So we have answered our question 17. We now move on to our next question. Alright, so we have now come to our question 18. So we have A and B. So we're going to start with question A. So to answer question A, I'll use a separate paper so that I use this space for question B. So for you in the exam, you need to know you can minimize the space here. Okay, so a company declares a dividend of 8%. Mary owns 1,300 shares of value 75 kwacha each. How much dividend does she receive? So here we need to calculate the dividend that Mary is going to receive. Okay, so when you look at this person, Mary, she owns 1,300 shares and each share is costing 75 kwacha. So this company, they declare a dividend of 80%. So what you are going to do is, first you are going to find the amount of the total number of the amount of shares that Mary has to pay. In this case, she owns 1,300 shares and each share is sold at 75 kwacha. So you multiply this times this, the product that we are going to find, then you find the 8% of that value. So this is how you are going to answer it. So first thing I've said, we are going to say 1,000. So this is our question A. 1,300 shares times the cost per share, which is 75 kwacha. So this is paper 1. You need to know how you can be multiplying these figures nicely. Okay, you need to know how to multiply these figures nicely. So you write 1,300 times 75. So 5 times 0, 0, 0. 5 times 3, 15. You write 5, you carry a 1. 5 times 1, it's 5. Plus that 1, 6. So 0. 7 times 0, 0. 7 times 0, 0. 7 times 3, 21. You write 1, you carry a 2. 7 times 1, it's a 7 plus 2. It's a 9. So we can add these. So here we get 0, 0, 5, 6 plus 1, we get a 7, then here it's a 9. So this will be the cost, okay, which is 97,500. Now, since we have found this value, this will be the cost for 1,300 shares. Now, how much dividend is Mary going to receive? So here now we just say Mary will receive, so Mary will receive equal to, so they have told us that this company declares a dividend of 8%. So we'll find 8% of the total cost of shares, which is this one, okay, which is 97,500. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. So from here, 8%, we can write it as a fraction, which will be 8 over 100 times 97,500. So from here, we can cancel these zeros. So we are just remaining with 8 times 975. That is what you are remaining with. So here is just a matter of multiplying as well. So we'll say 975 kwacha times 8. So once we multiply these, what are we going to get? So here we can say 8 times 5, it's a 40. We write a 0, you carry a 4. Then here we need to multiply 8 times what? 7. So this 8 times 7 will get 56. So 56 plus this 4, it will be a 60. So again we are going to write a 0, we carry a 6. Again 8 times 9. This one will give us what? 72. Okay, so 8 times 9, we know that it gives us 72. So 72, when we add 72 plus this 6 that we are carrying, you are going to get 78. Okay, so in this case, Mary is going to receive 7,800 kwacha. This is the answer for our question A. So I hope it's clear. Okay, this is the amount that Mary will receive. Okay, so you can write it here. Mary will receive 7,800 kwacha. Now let us look at our question B. So this is our question B. The point -1, -4 is the midpoint of the line PQ. Given that P is the point 2, -3, find the coordinates of the point Q. Find the coordinates of the point Q. So here, we must take note that we are talking of the midpoint of PQ. Okay? So, what we need to take into consideration is the formula for midpoint. So, midpoint is given by this formula, where you get x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This is the formula for midpoint. Now, in this case, the midpoint we have been given, which is this value, and we have been given one point P here, which is this. So, this one we can name it as x1 and this one as y1. So, you can just be substituting here. Where there is x1, you put a 2, which is 2, plus where there is x2, there will be nothing here, then over 2, comma, y1 we put a -3, plus y2 there will be nothing, we don't have these coordinates, then we equate to -1, -4. This is the midpoint, so this is the midpoint I've written. So here is just a matter of equating. This one you equate it with the x coordinate here, so you write 2 plus x2 over 2 is equal to -1, this one right here. So now you can solve here. So divide 1, cross multiply, you are going to get 2 plus x2 is equal to 2 times -1, -2. So here you get x2 is equal to -2 minus 2. So this is a +2 to go to the right hand side. So our x2 will be equal to -4. So we have found the x2 coordinate. Then we need to find the y2 coordinate by equating -3 plus y2 over 2 is equal to -4. So we will continue here. So this is where we are going to answer it. I hope it's clear, you are following. So we will say -3 plus y2 is equal to -4. So from here, we divide by 2, it was divided by 2 here. So over 1 here, we cross multiply. So we have -3 plus y2 is equal to 2 times -4 to be -8. So we say y2 is equal to -8, then plus 3. This is a minus. When you go to the right hand side, it becomes a plus. So y2 is equal to, so here we have -8 plus 3. Okay, -8 plus 3. I hope you are following. -8 plus 3. So this will normally give us a -5. Okay, so we have x2 and y2. So you can say here the coordinates of point Q will be -4, -5. This is our answer. So we have answered our question 18 right here. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Alright, so we now come to our question 19 right here. Okay, so the question is coming from bearings. The question reads, in the following diagram, A, B, and C are 3 points on level ground. A is due north of C. Angle ABC is equal to 50 degrees, and angle ACB is equal to 60 degrees. So this is the the diagram we have been given, where we have point A, B, C, which are on level ground. So we are told that A is due north of what? Of C, and the angle ABC is equal to 50, and the angle ACB is equal to 60. Calculate the bearing of F from B. So they want us to find the bearing of F from B. So where they say F from B, this is where we need to draw the north pole. Okay, so we are going to draw our north pole right here. Okay, we'll draw our north here. We can even indicate north. Let me just extend this north. We can extend it like this. So this is where we draw our north. So they want us to find the bearing of F from B. So we move in this case until we touch this line for A. So this is the entire angle that they want us to find. So how can we find this entire angle right here? Okay, so to find this entire angle, there's something that I want you to observe. This is in fact, for this question, there are a lot of methods that you can use to find this bearing. Okay, so if I've drawn if you have the north here, because we already have the north here, and we already have this north. So what it means here is that we can find the angle for A here. When we find the angle here, it will alternate with this one, because I've got the north and the north, and then there is this transversal line. So the angle here and which will be here can be equal. If you don't want that one, you can even say this is a straight line. You can see this one is a straight line. So this entire angle right here to give us 108. I hope this is clear. To give us 108. Okay, so now what we are going to do is this. Okay, so this will give us 180. So if there is, remember this is a north as well. Okay, if I extend, this is the north, so this angle and this one, there is also a 60 degrees right here. Okay, there is a 60 degrees. So we just want this angle right here. So again, this is a straight line. This is also a straight line. This is a straight line. So this is 180 just from here to here. So to find now this remaining angle, we have a 60, we have a 50. So you can just say 180 degrees plus 60 degrees plus a 50 degrees. You have seen? Meaning we can find the bearing of F from B for this entire angle. So we can add 180 plus 60 plus a 50. This will give us so this will give us a 290 degrees. So this is the bearing here. We'll get 290 degrees. You have seen, very easy to work out this one. Okay, very easy. Then before we even come to this one, we can even do this. Since here there is a 60, here there is a 50, and we don't know the angle which is here, and this is 180 as well. Once we add, okay, we say this 50 plus this 60, 50 degrees plus 60 degrees, this will give us 110 degrees just from here to here. So this is 180. So to know the angle which will be here, we just say 180 minus 110 degrees, and this will give us a 70. So here there was a 70 degrees. We can even use this one, meaning if you say 360 minus this 70, will remain with a 290, which is this bearing. Even this method is fine. Now let us look at the second question here. So the second question is saying calculate the bearing of B from A. So they are saying B from A. So you can see on point A there is already a north here. So this is the angle they want us to find. This is the bearing they want us to find. Now this bearing is very easy because we have a transversal line, then we have this this north and this north. So you can say this angle and this angle. These two angles, they are allied angles. So allied angles are angles that add up to what? 108. So when I add this and this, I should have a 180. So let's say I put y here. So to find this angle y, we'll simply say y degrees plus 70, this one, then this should give us 180 degrees. So we'll say y degrees is equal to 180 degrees minus 70 degrees. So this will be y degrees is equal to 180 minus 70. This will give us 110. So it means that the angle which is here is 110. So the bearing of B from A is 110 degrees. Very easy to find those answers. So the first one we have said it's a 290. The second one is 110 degrees. So there are a lot of methods that you can use just to find these bearings for this one. Okay, there are a lot of methods that can be used. Okay. All right, so we have now come to question 20 right here. So on question 20 we have A and B. We are going to start with question A. Two solid cylinders are geometrically similar. The ratio of their corresponding radii is 3:2. Given that the volume of the bigger cylinder is 216 centimeter cubed, calculate the volume of the smaller cylinder. So we are talking about the solid cylinders which are geometrically similar, and their ratio of their corresponding radii is 3:2. So we need to take note of this ratio, which is 3:2. Okay, so given that the volume of the bigger cylinder is 216 cubic centimeter, so we need to find the volume of the smaller cylinder. So since we are talking about volume, so we can cube these ratios. So 3 cubed, we are having this is a 27. 2 cubed, that is 8. So now we are going to say 27, we equate it to, this is the ratio of the bigger cylinder. So we are going to equate it with the volume of the bigger cylinder, which is 216. Then this is the ratio of the smaller cylinder. We are going to equate this one, let's say, to y, because we don't know the volume of the smaller cylinder. So we need to find y. That means we have found the volume of the smaller cylinder. So we are going to cross multiply. So we are going to have 27 times y, we are going to have 27y equal to 8 times 216. So just write 216 times 8. Okay, so I hope this is clear. I'll continue from here. So we have 27y is equal to 216 times 8. This is what we have. So we need to find the value of y. So we are going to divide here by 27. Even this side we divide by 27. So that this and this will cancel. You remain with the y equal to. Okay. So from here, since this is paper 1, there's no need for you to use a calculator. So you can write this one as, you can say 27 times 8. 27 times 8 gives us 216. Then times 8 again over 27. So the reason of doing this is for me to cancel this and this. So I'll say y equal to here 1, here 1. So I'll just remain with 8 times 8, which will be a 64. Okay, so this means that therefore volume of a smaller cylinder is equal to 64 cubed centimeter. So this was the volume of the smaller cylinder. So now we come to our question B. So this is question B right here. In the following diagram, ABCD is a trapezium. AB is parallel to CD, and X is a point on CD such that AX is the perpendicular height of the trapezium. AB is equal to A, CD is equal to B, and AX is equal to H. So this is the trapezium that we have. So AB is equal to A, DC is equal to B, then AX is equal to this height. So the question says, in the answer space below is an incomplete program written in pseudocode D for calculating the area of the trapezium. Complete the program. So this is our program. So here, let me just, this is the space for the first question that we have answered. So this is the program. We have start, enter, then here we need to put something here, okay, then output. So the first thing here, since we are talking about the area
of the trapezium. So you need to know the formula, which is area of the trapezium is given by a plus b h over 2. This is the formula. Not so? This is the formula. So here, enter, we are just going to enter a, b, and h. So we are going to enter a, b, h. Then here we are just going to write the formula, which is this one. Then we have a plus b, h. Okay, so that's all. We have answered this question. Okay, we have answered this question 20. So we now move on to the next question. So here there is output area and then stop. So it's simple, this one, and you get your 2 marks here from linear programming. So write 3 inequalities that define the unshaded region R on the diagram below. So on this diagram right here, as you can see, we have this unshaded region R being presented by these inequalities 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we need to write 3 inequalities. So first thing, you need to observe which one is the easiest one. So this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Okay, so in the y-axis, we have this dotted line here, which is cutting the y-axis at y is equal to 4. So this one is cutting the y-axis at y is equal to 4. This is the easiest one that we can start with. So now from here, what are we going to do? We are going to write the inequality for this one, which will be y. Now looking at the type of line, it's a dotted line. So since it's a dotted line, so it's going to be less or greater, no, not equal to. So now the shaded region, okay, is greater, which is the upper region is greater. So I want to define the unshaded region, which is down here. So this one is less. The shaded region is greater. So we are going to say y is less than 4. So this is our first inequality. Then for the second one, we can either go with this one or this one. So let's go with this one. So if we want to go with this one, we are going to need coordinates, okay? Because this is a straight line which is cutting 2 axes, the y-axis and the x-axis. So we are going to come up with the coordinates. So remember, this is 0.4 and this is the line x is equal to 0. So the coordinate which is there will be 0, 4. Okay, then the coordinate which is here, this is the x-axis and is cutting at this point x is equal to -4. So this will be -4, 0, because this line is y is equal to 0. So we can use this point and this coordinate to come up with the equation of the straight line. So first thing, we must find the gradient. So to find the gradient, we are going to say m standing for gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now since we have these two coordinates, it's just a matter of naming them. So we have 0, 4. We also have -4, 0. So we can say this is our x1 and this is our y1 and this is our x2 and this is our y2. So we can just substitute here. So where there is y2, we are going to put a 0 minus y1, it's a 4. Then over our x2 is a -4 minus our x1, it's a 0, as you can see there. So here I'm just going to say gradient is equal to 0 minus 4, it's a -4. -4 minus 0, okay, we'll get a -4. So from here, m equal to, so you can cancel this, okay, 4 into 4, it's a 1. So the gradient there, it's a 1. So now, since we have found the gradient that it's a 1, we can find the equation of this straight line, since we know the gradient. So we can use this formula, y minus y1 is equal to m, open bracket, x minus x1. So from these two coordinates that you have, you can pick any. So let's pick -4, 0. Or if you want, you can pick 0, 4. You still get the same answer. So -4, 0. So this is x, this is y. So where there is this y1, we'll put a 0. Where there is this m, we'll put 1, which is the gradient. Where there is x1, we'll put a -4. So we are going to write y. So now remember, here y minus 0 equal to 1, open bracket, x minus. So our x1 It's a negative 4 right there. Okay, it's a negative 4. You can put it in brackets because of the negative which is right here. So we are going to have y equal to, this 0 won't affect anything, so we can just write y is equal to, so this one again, even if we multiply with everything inside the brackets, this one won't affect anything. So I'm just going to have x, the negative times negative, positive 4. So this is the equation that we are getting. Now we need to use the inequality sign. So looking at this line, we are describing the unshaded region. So the unshaded region is the upper region here, which is greater, and the shaded region is the lower region, which is what? Less. So I'm going to describe using the unshaded region, which is greater. Now looking at the type of the line that we have, this is a solid line, so this will be greater or equal to. So I'm going to say, therefore, y is greater than or equal to x plus 4. So this is our second inequality. Okay, so we are just remaining with the last inequality for this one, for this line here, this line. So whatever that we have done here, even this side is the same, because we need to find the gradient of this straight line using the coordinates, this one, and here there is this coordinate they have given, which is negative 6, 4. So we are going to take note of this coordinate, negative 6, 4. Then we also have negative 4, 0. So we name them, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So formula for finding the gradient, m is equal to, or gradient is equal to, y1 minus y2 over x2 minus x1. So m equal to, y2 it's a 0, minus our y1 it's a 4 right here, divided by our x2 is a negative 4, minus our x1 is a negative 6. You can put it in brackets because of this negative here and this one. So from here, we are going to write m equal to 0 minus 4. You get a negative 4 over negative 4, negative times negative, positive 6. So from here, we can now say m equal to, so negative 4 over negative 4 plus 6. This will give us positive 2. So therefore, the value of gradient is equal to negative 2. Because 2 here it's a 1, 2 into 4 it's a 2, 1 into 2 is this 2, and there is a negative here. So we have found our gradient to be this one. Now we can find the equation of the straight line. So again, we are going to use the same formula, okay, which is y minus y1 is equal to m open bracket x minus x1. So if you don't want to use this formula, you can even use this one. M is equal to mx plus c. So you need to find c, then you compute either this one or this one, you get the same answer. So now we have two coordinates. Remember, we have negative 6, 4, then we also have negative 4, 0. These two, you can pick any. So let's pick this one. I like picking where the y is 0, the y1 is 0. So I won't have any challenges. So we have picked negative 4, 0. So this is x1 and this is y1. So where there is y1, it will be a 0. Now, let's not put a 0 here because it won't affect anything. So just write y is equal to m, is this negative 2, open bracket, x minus, our x1 is a negative 4. So negative 1, this negative, it will be a positive 4. Okay, so I hope you have understood here. Then we are just going to expand here by opening the brackets. Negative 2 times x, this will be negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 4, this will be negative 8. So we need to come up with the inequality. Okay, so now looking at this line that we are looking for, so the shaded part is the lower region and the unshaded part is the upper region, which is greater. So the upper region is greater and the lower region is less. So I want to describe the upper region, which is greater. Again, look at this type of the line. It's a solid line, not a dotted line like this one. So since you have said you are describing the upper region, which is greater, so this will be greater or equal to. So that's what you are going to write here. So you say, therefore, y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 8. So these are the inequalities. These are the inequalities. The first one, we have y less than 4. Then the second one, we have y greater than or equal to x plus 4. And the last one, we have y greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 8. So we have answered our question. We have now come to our question 22 here. We have A and B. So we are going to start with question A. So since, let me use a separate paper just to answer question A. So question A reads, a straight line L is perpendicular to the line y is equal to 3x plus 4. Given that line L passes through the point 3, A and has 3 as its y-intercept, find the value of A. So here we have two lines. We have the line L, which is perpendicular to this line. Okay, so first thing, we're going to take note of the first line they have given us, which is y is equal to 3x plus 4. So we can find the gradient of this line 1, of which we call this as gradient 1 equal to 3. I've just gotten the coefficient of this x, which is a 3. So gradient 1 is equal to 3. So now, since we have found gradient 1, and we are told that a straight line L is perpendicular to this line. So for this line 1, its gradient is 3. Then we can find the gradient of the line which is perpendicular to this line, of which we are going to say m1 times m2 is equal to negative 1. So this is how we find the gradient of the perpendicular line. So gradient 1 is a 3. So I'm going to have 3, m2 is equal to negative 1. So we divide by 3. Even here we divide by 3. So this and this will cancel. Remain with m2 is equal to negative 1 over 3. So this is the gradient of line L. Okay, this is the gradient of line L, which is perpendicular. Now, since we have found this gradient of line L, we are going to use it, okay, to find the value of A. So what we are going to do is we are going to get this equation of a straight line, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So from here, we can get this point they have given us. So they have given us 3, A, like this. So this will be x and this will be a y. Then m is the gradient of the perpendicular line, which is this one, negative 1 over 3. Then c, this is the y-intercept. They have given us that the y-intercept is a 3. So we are just going to substitute. Where there is y, we are going to put a. Where there is m, we put negative 1 over 3. Where there is x, we put a 3 here. Plus where there is the y-intercept, we are going to put the y-intercept they have given us, which is a 3. Then from here, we are going to say a equal to, so this and this will cancel, it's a 1. So we remain with negative 1 plus 3. So here we are going to say a is equal to 2. So this is the value of a. A is equal to a 2. So I hope this is clear. Okay, I hope this is clear. So we have answered our question A. So we have said A is equal to 2. Okay, so let us now move on. So we now come to this second question right here. So this is the question B. The diagram shows a sketch of the graph of a curve passing through A, negative 5, 0, and B, negative 1, 0. So this is the graph, as you can see. So here, question 1, they are saying, find the equation of the curve. So we need to find the equation of this curve. So to find the equation of this curve, I'll write here. Let's focus on this axis, the x-axis, where we have A and B. So here we need to know that this is the x-axis, and this is x is equal to negative 5, and this is x is equal to negative 1. This we know, x is equal to negative 5, and this is x is equal to negative 1. So what you are going to do now is this. You are going to say x plus 5 equal to 0, or x plus 1 equal to 0. So why are we saying x plus 5? This negative 5, you have taken it to where x is, it has become a positive. Then we are remaining with a 0 because this is the line y is equal to 0 right here. Even here it's the same. So now from here we can say x plus 5, then x plus 1 equal to 0. So what we can do now is just to expand x times x, this will be x squared, x times 1, this will be positive x, positive 5 times x, this will be positive 5x, positive 5 times positive 1, this will be positive 5 equal to 0. So from here we are going to have x squared plus 6x plus 5 equal to 0. So now our final answer, we can check that this that we have is facing upward. The parabola is facing upward. So meaning that the coefficient of this x squared should be a negative 1. So we are going to multiply throughout this with a negative 1. So say times negative 1. So negative 1 times x squared, this will be negative x squared. Negative times positive, this will be negative 6x, and this will be negative 5 equal to 0. So this is the equation that was required. Okay, so here we have said to be negative x squared minus 6x minus 5 equal to 0. Then we can come to question 2. Find the coordinates of the turning point of the graph. So when you look at the graph, this is the graph. We need to find the coordinates of this turning point right here. So we need to find the x coordinate and the y coordinate of this turning point. So how are we going to find these coordinates? So this is our equation. So we're going to say y is equal to negative x squared minus 6x minus 5. Okay, so we can say this is a, b, c. So the coefficient of x squared here, a is equal to negative 1, then b is equal to negative 6, c is equal to negative 5. So I'm going to start by finding the x coordinate. So we say x is equal to negative b over 2a. So negative, so b is a negative 6. So negative 6 in bracket over 2, then a is a negative 1. I'm following here. So this will be negative negative positive 6 over negative 2. So this will be 2 here 1, 2 into 6 is a 3. So this will be x is equal to negative 3. So since we have found x, we can find y by using this equation. Okay, so where there is x, we are just going to substitute. So we are going to say y is equal to, so negative, so where there is x, anyway, let's just write it like this. So we say y equal to negative, where there is x, we put negative 3 squared minus 6. Again, where there is x, we put negative 3, then minus 5. So this one will give us negative 9, because negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9 times negative negative 9. Negative negative positive 3 times 6, this will be 18, then minus a 5. So definitely this will give us y is equal to a 4. Okay, so here we are going to say we'll get the x coordinate and the y coordinate, we put them together. This will be negative 3, 4. These are coordinates of the turning point. So I can write our answer here, negative 3, 4. So this is our answer. Okay, so we have answered this question. We can now move on to our last question. All right, so we have now come to our last question here, which is question 23. So this is the last question of the paper. So the question reads, the following diagram is a speed time graph of a particle moving in a straight line. The particle decelerates uniformly from a speed of 35 meters per second to 20 meters per second in 10 seconds. It then moves at a constant speed of 20 meters per second for 15 seconds before it decelerates uniformly to come to rest at the 40th second. So this is the diagram which is showing the speed time graph of a particle moving in a straight line. Okay, so we are going to look at our first question right here. So our first question is saying calculate the retardation of the particle in the first 10 seconds. Okay, so we need to find the retardation of the particle in the first 10 seconds. So the first 10 seconds is from here to here. So the retardation of the particle starts from here to start decelerating from here, from 35 coming down here in the first 10 seconds. So we are going to answer, we are going to say retardation is equal to initial velocity minus final velocity over time. So from here we are going to write our initial velocity will be 35, So this will be 35 minus our final velocity will be a 20 over 10, because they are saying retardation in the first 10 seconds. So from here we'll get 35 minus 20, 5 minus 0, it's a 5. Then 3 minus 2, it's a 1. So we'll get a 15 there over 10. So 15 and 10, highest common factor, it's a 5. 5 here, it's a 3. 5 here, it's a 2. So we have 3 over 2 meters per second square. So this is the answer. That is the retardation in the first 10 seconds. So we now move on. We come to question B right here. Calculate the speed of the particle when t is equal to 31 seconds. So we need to find the speed of the particle when t is equal to 31 seconds. So we can, since here we only have 40 seconds, 21 seconds, we can assume that 31 seconds, sorry, we can assume that it's right here. This is where we have a 31. So we need to find the speed at this point, okay? We need to find the speed at this point. So how do we find the speed at that point? So first thing, let's take note of this diagram here. Let me just draw it here. So this is what we have. We said here we have 31, 40, then here we have a 25, then here we have a 20. So where am I getting this idea? This is the diagram right here. So this is 25, 31, 40, and from here to here we have this 20. So that's why you can see that here I've put a 20. So we want to find this distance here at that point. So what you are going to use is the idea of similarity and the congruence. So now we can notice that we have a 40, we have a 25. The difference of this, when we say 40 minus 25, so this will be get a 1 here. 10 minus 5, it's a 5. 3 minus 2, it's a 1. So meaning that this length, okay, this length will be a 15, okay? Then the length from here to here, we'll say 40 minus 31. 40 minus 31. So this will be 10 minus 1, it's a 9. Then 3 minus 3, yeah, it's a 0. So this length will be a 9. So you can see we have the bigger length and the smaller length, okay? Then we can say this will be our x. This will be our point x. So we are going to find the x. Once we find the value of x, it means that we have found the speed of the particle at 31 seconds. So what are we going to do here? So what we are going to do is this. We are going to say, remember I've said we are using the issue of similarity and congruence, okay? So this is the 20 for bigger length, and this is the x for smaller length. So that's what we are going to do. So we normally say 20, okay? We equate this to the bigger length, which is this 15 right here. Then we get this x. We equate to the smaller length, which is a 9. Then we cross multiply. So we are going to have x times 15 is equal to 20 times 9. Okay, so we divide by 15 because we want to find x. Divide by 15. So this and this will cancel. Remain with x is equal to. So let me write this. So for me to get 20, we can say 4 times 5. It's a 20, not so. For us to get 9, we can say 3 times 3, it's a 9. For 15, we can say 3 times 5. That's when we get the 15. So I'm using this so that it's very easy for me to calculate. I cancel this, even this 3 and this 3. So I'll just remain with 4 times 3. I hope you are able to see. This will be 12 meters per second. So this is our answer. So the first answer here, we said we have 3 over 2 meters per second square. Then for the second one, we have found that is 12 meters per second. So we are just remaining with the last one. We are just remaining with the last one, which is saying calculate the average speed of the particle for the whole journey. So we need to find the average speed for this whole journey. So now you can see we have two trapeziums. There is this first trapezium here, then we have this second trapezium here. Or you can say this is the first trapezium, then this is the second one. So we need to find the distance for this trapezium. We also need to find the other distance for this trapezium. Okay, so what we are going to do is this. We can come up with the formula where I can say distance is equal to. So I hope it's clear. You can see that you have two trapeziums. So now for the distance of the formula for the trapezium is the same as the area under the graph. So say we have a plus b h over 2. Then we add with the other one, again a plus b h over 2. This will be our formula. So I hope it's clear here. Right, so now this is what we are going to do, right? Distance is equal to. So for here, we have this first trapezium, then you also have this second trapezium. So this a will be from here to here, okay? From this point to this point. Then this b is from here up to here. So this one is a here, this is b. So I hope it's clear. I hope it's very clear. So now what are we going to do from here? So I hope it's clear. We can continue. So the height will be here, from here to here. So we are using this first one. So the difference here we have 20, here we have 0. So this a will be a 20 plus this b, this is the b, is from here to here. 35 minus 0, we'll still get a what? A 35. Then the height is here from here to here, which is just a 10. Then over 2. Then we say plus. So we come to this one now. This one. So for this other one, a will be from here to here. So this is where a will be. B will be from here to here. So this is b. The height is from here to here, which is this one, height. I hope you are following. So from here up to here, we will get the difference which is existing here. Okay, I do hope that it's clear. So here you have a 25. Okay, make sure that you follow through. Make sure that you follow through. Okay, make sure that you follow through. So here we have 25 minus 10. This is for a right here. Okay, so we will get a 15 plus this b. This b, we say which one are we going to get for b? Yeah, so for b we can get this. So 40 minus this 10, this will give us a 30. Then the height from here to here, we have a 20 right here, you can see, over a 2. So from here we can say distance is equal to, so we can cancel 2 here, 1, 2 here, 5, 2 here, 1, 2 here, it's a 10. So 20 plus 35, this will be a 55, which will be multiplied by this 5 right here, plus this and this will be a 45, which will be multiplied by a 10. So from here we are going to say distance equal to, so once we multiply here 5 times 55, this will give us 275. 45 times 10, this will give us 450. Okay, so distance equal to this and this will give us 725 meters. So this is the distance. We have not answered the question. The question is saying find the average speed of the particle for the whole journey. So now we come to the formula for speed. We know that it's a average speed is equal to distance, total distance taken over total time. Okay, so we are going to say the distance is 725. That is our distance. Then we divide by the time. What is our time? Which one is our time right here? Yeah, it's a 40. So the time is a 40. Okay, so here we can say 5 here, it's a 1, remainder 2, 5 into 22 it's a 4, remainder 2, 5 into 25, it's a 5. 5 into 40, it's 8. So ensure that you are able to simplify. This is paper 1. Then 8 into 14, it's 1. Remainder is 6. Here 1, remainder 6. 8 into 65, 8 times 8 is 64. So 8 into 65, it's 8. Remainder 1 over 8. So because this is, we are finding the average speed, so the units will be meters per second. So this is the answer there. We have found our answer. So we can just, I hope it's clear here. Make sure that you follow through. So for this one, we are concentrating on it. For A will be here and here. So we'll get the difference between 25 and 10. Then for B, here and here. Okay? We'll get the difference between 40 and 10. So I hope it's clear there. So this is our answer. So you can just write it here. Make sure that you pause the video, you go through. You have found that 18 whole number, 1 over 8 meters per second. So this was carrying 3 marks. So thank you so much, everybody. We have answered the entire paper for 2024 Mathematics paper 1. So this has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye-bye.